Today we're going to move into PowerPoint, Chapter 12. I'll put your lecture file on Moodle, so go ahead and download that. Don't confuse it with the audio PowerPoints, because of course we're using the same program. How many of you have never seen PowerPoint before? Okay. It's usually a pretty quick chapter, because most of you have already completed a presentation at this point. So go ahead and download the lecture file. Open that. And go ahead and enable the editing there. Just have a basic slideshow. Of course, PowerPoint is a presentation application. You don't write a bunch of text in PowerPoint. They're just short little talking points, and you create a presentation. So PowerPoint is mostly about visual effects to engage your audience. The ribbon and everything looks similar as it does in Word and Excel and Access. So because everybody's probably seen PowerPoint before, we're just going to jump right into it. You can see a few different things. If you look up at the quick access bar, this is your presentation starter or the slideshow view. It looks like a little presentation stand. You'll see different tabs here: transitions, animations, the slideshow itself. You also have the review tab, which is similar. Down at the bottom, if you look at your views, you can still zoom in and out. This starts your presentation. It's a type of view. You have 4 different views here. You have slide view and then a read view, just like you do in Word. And over here you have notes and comments. Comments is little bubbles that you can attach to the slide, and the notes are usually for the speaker notes, for whoever is presenting the application or the presentation. If we look over here on the left-hand side, this is our navigation pane, and this will have all the slides in your slideshow. To make them active, all you do is just simply click on them, and the slide that you've chosen is in the center. Let's click on New Slide here. 2 things: you can click on the New Slide button and it'll just create a basic slide. If you press the down arrow underneath, you get to choose the layout of your particular slide. So go ahead and choose the title slide. Notice whichever slide you have selected, the new slide will jump right below it. So if you need to put a slide between 1 and 2, simply click on slide 1. Once you've added a slide, then you have what's called placeholders, depending upon which layout you've chosen. And you simply click in the placeholder to type your text. So here you can just type a title, say burgers. And then you can add a subtitle for Notice once you click away from them, the placeholder disappears and only your text displays. Now let's create a new slide between slides 2 and 3. So that means you'll need to click on slide 2 and press the down arrow. Notice you have several different layouts: title and content, comparison sheets. Let's do the title and content. And just put do burger styles. And then in the content, it automatically makes a bulleted list for you. Or you have several different options of the objects that you can display inside the slide. If you click in there, notice that your insert point starts blinking, and there is an invisible bullet automatically for you. Or if you needed to add an image or what have you, you can click on these items. So in here, let's just do a couple different styles of it. And you simply just type in the text, press enter. Once you press enter, it automatically makes a new bulleted item for you, and so on. Again, a lot of this is probably not new, so I'm going to go pretty quickly through it to stop you from getting confused. Let's create another new slide and use the title and content once again. And you just and then we will just add a picture. Of course, I didn't attach a picture with you, so let's go to the internet and let's go to Google. And just, you can type burger. And then if you just click on the images category, you can have several different here. Just go ahead and save one to your desktop. Of course, it's almost lunchtime, so this is going to make us really hungry. Oops. This looks like something out there. Then, of course, once you save that image, you can just click. If you hold the mouse over these objects, it tells you exactly what they are and what you would input. Of course, you have tables, charts, clip art, videos, online pictures, or we could just do a picture. So just click on pictures, which would let you insert a picture from your computer, go to the desktop, and then put your burger in there. So then notice the placeholder's gone, all the objects are gone, the bullets are gone. It just replaces that with your image. Okay. Next we will change our theme. Just as in all Microsoft products, they have several different themes built in with them. If you go to the Design tab, notice you have variants here, color variants, and then you have different themes over here. We're going to use, let's try the Ion theme. So hold the mouse over them. It tells you which ones they are. If you don't see the one you're looking for, press the More button, and then I think it's this one. Once you click that, it will apply the theme to all of your slides, and then add some content. Okay, so I'm starting to build the visual effects for our presentation. Another thing you'd want to do is sometimes you'll want to add slide numbers. You can add that to all the different slides. A little difference here, we're going to add the page number to the footer, but the footer in a presentation is going to be based on the style that you have. So it's not necessarily at the bottom like it is in Word and Excel. So let's take a look at that. If we click on the insert, you have in the text group, it says header and footer. And it says at the top of the page and printed at each one. But that's going to all depend on your theme. So we know header and footer is top and bottom, but if we look, depending upon our theme in PowerPoint will depend on where our footer will be. So let's say I wanted to add the footer page number. In here you have several options. You can automatically put the date and time in there. Here's the slide numbers that we want to add, so we'll go ahead and check that. If you wanted a custom footer with some text in it, you would have to check the footer here, and then you would type your text in this block. I'm not going to do that at the moment, but you'll need to do that. So let's put the slide numbers, and then you have the option to not show it on the title slide, so we're going to do that. I'm not going to number our title slide. And then you can either apply it to the current one that's selected or apply it to all of your slides. Go ahead and apply it to all. And this will put the page number on all the slides except for the title slide. But notice where it goes. Okay, so it all depends on the theme, where your number is. So let's look at slide 1, which is our title slide. There isn't anything there. And because we added a second title slide, there isn't a page number here either. So then we have page 3, and it shows slide 3, and then our numbers in the little bookmark. Okay, so now let's add some text to the footer. So let's go to header footer. We're still in the insert tab. And then if we check the footer here, let's just put created by in your name. Created by and a colon, and put your full name. Just something like that. And then again, depending upon where what theme you use will depend on where it goes. So let's hit apply to all and see. See, now here it actually just placed it down the side. Again, it's not a standard header footer that we're used to, but it's going to depend on your particular theme that you have. Okay. Any questions on that? I'm going to say questions? Okay. So let's move on to a couple of new features. Scroll all the way down to slide 9. Notice that this is just way too much text for one slide. But what happens in PowerPoint is the slide automatically readjusts the size of your text based on the placeholder that's created for your slide. So if you click on this, if we look right here, there's a special button. Go ahead and hold your mouse over this. Okay. This is the auto fit. This is how PowerPoint tries to fit your text to fit in the middle of the slide so it's easier to read. Sometimes if you have a lot of text, it's going to shrink it to where it's too small to read. If we were to make this a presentation for a classroom of people, most of them will not be able to read this. So if we needed to have all of this text on here, we can turn off this option just by clicking this arrow. You have several different options here, but if we tell it to stop fitting text to this placeholder, then our text can be much larger for the audience to read. Of course, at this point, we can't see all of our text, so we would have to adjust this placeholder, larger or smaller, to try to fit all of our text inside if we wanted to use all of this. Okay. So that's how you would turn that option off if you needed larger text. And then you could manually change the size of this text. Go into the Home tab. We have the same font size increase, decrease. We select all of our text. We could shrink it ourselves to fit it on the slide. Now let's scroll up to slide number 2, and let's say I don't want 2 title slides. You can change the layout of a slide that's already been created. If you look on the Home tab, in the slide section, right next to New Slide, it says Layout. Press the down arrow there, and you have the same thing, title, content. And let's change this. Just change it to a title and content there. And then that slide is there, and it adds your bullets. And you can add, if you click where it says My Favorite Burgers and press Enter, you can make something else that says something like that. And then you could change that. Notice once you've changed the layout, you don't lose any of your text. You can add to it or change it. So let's look, we can move these slides around and delete them. So let's say that I don't want this slide anymore. You can just right click and delete the slide. You can click the slide and press delete on your keyboard. Either way will work. Just delete it from there, and then it removes it from the list. Now let's look, we're on slide 2 for our burger styles. Let's say that I want that title to display all the way over to the right hand side. So if we click anywhere in there, just like in Word, or you can align the paragraph. If we align to the right, the burger moves, the text moves all the way to the right of your placeholder. And then you can change the color as well. So with the cursor blinking inside the text, we can go up to the font group, change the color so we can make it, notice it's going to change the word that we have. So we can make this a red color and click in the styles and make it something like that. So you change the text the exact same way. Are there any questions? That should give you everything you need to complete your activities for this week.